No problem. Well, we're going to jump in here. We're going to go back to, I'm past time. Okay, so we're going to go back to the notes that we took last time with just the list of the verbs there. And we're going to add a little bit to this. So if you guys can find that again, whether you did that on paper or if you did it on your computer or whatever, mine is a Google Doc. I'm going to screen share here and then we'll pull that back up and we'll go add to that piece. And again, hopefully this is a review for you guys, but if it's not, let me know. Let's turn on our screen share here. So what we're going to do is go back to that document where we had written all of our verbs, our list of 30. We did the ARs and the ERs and the IRs. We did all 30 of those. So I'm doing this from my laptop on a Google Doc. We're going to be drawing a little bit. We'll just do a Google drawing if you're on a Google Doc. If you're on a piece of paper, just do it with paper. Whatever's easiest for you guys. So we're going to throw in the verb endings that go along with those this week and do a little practice with that. And again, I don't want this to be this shouldn't take us very long to do. And then after we get this little piece added, you guys are going to create questions for us that we can play a little Gimkit, the game that we played the first time around where you're earning money and stuff, but you guys will create the questions for it. So let's go back to this. I'm going to create a new page here. Let's do a page break here just so I have a new page. So hopefully this is review. Let's do a drawing here. So doesn't have to be anything fancy. Anybody remember the verb endings and the little chart that we've made to indicate the verb endings? So this is what we're going to do. So how we use those verbs when we talk about who's doing the action, whatever the action is, speaking or writing or listening or whatever, how we indicate those actions. I'm going to create a little text box here and we'll just do like, so this one is yo. Let me make that nice and large, like 30-point size. I hear birds chirping. Is that outside my window? Or does somebody have a parrot? So yo is I. And then we will do, I'm just going to copy paste this to make a new one. Two, that's you. And then we have either the he or the she or the it. The it would be something that's not a person. So that's L, ella, or usted. Size this up a little bit so it fits better. Which is he, she, you. So everybody on the left-hand side of that grid, that little graphic organizer that we make, everybody on the left-hand side is a single person, one person. And then everybody on the right-hand side is that person plus someone else. In other words, so we have plural. more than one person who's doing the action that goes on the right-hand side. So I and someone else, that's we. Let's make our little, copy paste this. That's nosotros, which is we. And then we have the plural of two, or you, one person you, versus all of you. That is vosotros. We're going to call that y'all. Oops. And then the last one, the plural of he or she, would be they. That's ellos and ellas. That one is ellos, ellas, and ustedes. Which is the equivalent of they when it's all guys, or masculine. If it's not people, then it might be masculine things. They, again, when it's all feminine things, or it's also ustedes, you, all. And remember, hopefully you guys remember, the difference between usted and tú, the way to say the word you in Spanish. This is the informal friendly if you know them by on a first name basis. This is more formal if you're trying to be polite or you don't know someone, you're speaking to them for the first time. So then we need to add in our endings that would go along with that. So what I'm going to do here, unmute yourself, raise your hand. Yeah, unmute yourself and let me know. I'm going to close this out. Is everybody good with kind of writing that down? Okay, Brittany, you're shaking your head. Are you still writing? I don't want to go too fast here.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, everybody else good? If so, I'm just going to save this and close, and it'll show up right on my document. And then I can select it. I'm just going to make it smaller so we can fit it on the screen here. Make that about half size there. So that is our people. Now we need to deal with the verb endings that go along with those. So we're going to create a new drawing with the verb endings that correspond to that, and we'll set that off to the side right here. Again, if you're doing it on paper, it's probably a lot easier to do. Let me insert my drawing here. And let's do the same thing, the same little graphic organizer grid. And then we will do our text boxes to indicate the endings. So remember that the yo form, the ending that goes with it is an O. I'm going to do it like this, is an O. And we should probably put a little heading here. Let me slide this down. So we're doing the AR, ER, and IR verb endings. Sometimes they change and sometimes they do not. So when we look at our list of verbs, they can end with AR or ER or IR. And the endings will sometimes change depending on which one we're using. It does not change for a verb that ends with AR, for a verb that ends with AR, ER, or IR. In the yo form, yo means I. So it's just yo hablo or yo corro or whatever it might be. We're going to leave this up. And then let's do our to ending, which is AS, or it might also be ES. So AS if the verb ends with AR, ES if the verb ends with either ER or IR. Those are the same. Same thing down here. Let's do this again. For the LA usted ending, the ending this time is either an A or an E. So like habla, ella habla, or ella come, she eats. Now our plurals, that person plus someone else, we'll do our endings over for the right side of our graphic. This is where it changes. The nosotros form and the vosotros form depends specifically on which type of verb, AR verb, ER verb, or IR verb. So for the AR verb, it's AMOS. For the ER verb, it's EMOS. And for the IR verb, it's IMOS. Amos, amos, or emos. We have the same stipulation for the vosotros form, you all or y'all. Let's copy this and paste it. That one is AIS, ice. For an ER verb, it's ace. And for an IR verb, it's is. Ice, ace, is. And then the last set are ellos or ellas or ustedes, our endings. We only have two distinctions there for that one again. So it's either on or en. So the yo ending, O, is the only one that doesn't matter. It's always going to end with an O. Doesn't matter whether it's an AR verb, an ER verb, or an IR verb. The ending of it would always be O. Okay, can I save and close? We can throw that on there. Everybody okay? Okay, so let's go do the same thing. We'll go put this back on. I'm going to resize and set it right beside our other piece. There we go. So our two pieces here, if we're saying, yo, I speak, run, read, whatever it might be, we would use the ending. So remember, let's move down just a touch here. So let's do this like so. So for example, if we wanted to say like, I speak Spanish, we would do it as, we take the verb, which is hablar. We knock off the last two letters, and then we find the corresponding ending. So if, in this case, it's I, we know that's yo. So we know the ending is O. We knock off the last two letters, and we make an O there, hablo. So then that becomes yo hablo español. If we wanted to do it as they speak Spanish, for example, Spanish, we take the same verb, H-A-B-L-A-R-B, knock off the last two letters, but this time we do the ending for they, which is ellos or ellas or ustedes. It is an AR verb, so we take the A in, hablan. So then it becomes ellos hablan español. If we're doing it with an ER verb or an IR verb, if the verb were comer, they eat. Ellos comen pizza, for example. Or nosotros, we comemos pizza. We eat pizza. IR verbs work the same way. Ellos suben el árbol, they're climbing the tree. Or we could do it as nosotros subimos el árbol, climbing the tree. The verb endings themselves are going to depend on which verb we're using. If we go back and look at our list, it's going to depend on which verb we're using to talk about the action that the person is doing. If it's an AR verb, we're going to use those endings that are corresponding to A, either an O, as, a, amos, ais, or on. If it's an ER verb or an IR verb, like I see steer, we just did, I see steer, we would use the emos or the N, whatever ending it corresponds to, okay? Is there anybody to whom that's really super confusing? Hopefully, like I said, that's a little bit of review. It's not the greatest explanation, but hopefully. Yeah, Brielle, you raised your hand. Is that confusing? No, it's not. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, guys. I'm gonna have you guys, we're gonna practice this. And again, the best way to do this is to throw it at you and let you see what you can come up with. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you guys create the questions with which we will play the game, just like I did there. I'm gonna let you choose one of the verbs off the list, okay? So let's pretend, for example, I give you the verb escuchar, right? So you're gonna create a multiple choice question. You would start with the verb, if I give you the verb, or I'm not gonna give you a verb, I'm gonna let you choose a verb. Escuchar. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna use the two pieces. One piece from this chart, the person or people that are doing the action, and then the ending that would go along with it. So if you did, for example, escuchar, if you chose, let's do the two ending. So you would just put in parentheses, two. And then you have to create your answer choices. So the correct answer there, we'll always do the correct answer first. So A would be E-S-C-U-C-H. We're going to leave off the last two letters. And then we would put the ending that corresponds to it. So escuchar is an AR verb. And we're doing the to form of the verb. To is here. So two would be the AS ending. So the correct answer would be to escuchas. Does that make sense to everyone? Now, your other three choices are going to be incorrect. So you're going to create a multiple choice question where one of them is correct, and then you're going to have to create the other three choices. So again, now it's just a matter of choosing from this chart three other incorrect answers. So that when the person goes to answer that question, they just have to find the correct answer. So you would do like escuch, O, or escuch, A, or escuch, on. Okay. When you submit that to me, when we start to do this, when you submit that to me, I will have the option to either accept your question because it's correct, or to reject it, send it back to you so that you can correct it and then resubmit it within the Gimkit game. Okay. Once we have questions created, we'll then play the game for a little while, just like a 5-7 minute little game here. Okay. We also have the option of doing a question like this. We're also going to do just the definitions. So let's say we chose the same verb, escuchar. We could do it as escuchar. And then our answer choices, again, we can go A. My correct answer would be, that means to listen to. Or then I need three incorrect answers: to write, for example, or to read, or to speak. So one of those would be our correct answer. And then the other three would be incorrect answers. Just a simple multiple choice question that people can answer. Okay? Okay, leave your list up there so that you can see that and we can make these questions. You're going to need to open a new tab. You're going to need to go to Gimkit. Let me go here. And I'm going to click continue. So you guys are going to go to gimkit.com/play. That web address is right here, gimkit.com/play. And then you'll put in that game code when you get there. Okay. So what you guys can see is as you start showing up here on the screen, your names are red right now. That means you haven't submitted me any questions. Once you submit me a question and I accept it, your name will go turn to green. And then, so everybody's going to submit 2. And again, let's go back and look at our list. As you guys are getting yourselves added in there, I want you to choose 2 verbs, any 2 off the list. And we're either going to make a question like this with the endings, or we're going to do a question like this with the, why don't we do 1 and 1? Let's do 2 questions. Do 1 question with endings, and then let's do 1 question with definitions. Okay? Let me see if I can move this out of the way. Then when you guys submit a question to me, I'll see it over here, and then I can either accept it because it's good, or I can say, no, we need to go back and fix that, or whatever it might be.
I'm confused right now. I don't know what to do.
Okay, so click on your little thing to create your question, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so choose one of the verbs off the list. Here, let's do, I want you to use use Bylar. Use this one.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to do a question like this. So your question would look like this, except it's going to say Bylar, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And let's go ahead and just do the two ending. So this is
Okay.
which ending you want to use. This is which ending from here that you want to use.
Okay.
And then your 4 answer choices are going to be, the first one is your correct answer with the correct ending, which for 2 is AS. And then 3
Yeah.
other endings that don't match.
Okay.
And then you'll submit it.
Okay.
So here, you guys can all see my screen here?
Yeah.
Okay, so Brielle has submitted me a question. She used the verb viajar with 2. She gave me the correct answer plus 4 incorrect answers. Viajó, viajamos, viajé. So I have the option then, as the person who's running the game, to either add that question because it's good, or I can reject it. If I reject it, that means there's something wrong. So I would say, for example, okay, Brielle, you need to fix that one. I'm going to reject it and send it back to you. You can then go edit it and resubmit it. But I'm going to accept that one as is because it's good. So now I click add, and you notice that over here, then Brielle's name has turned green. That means she's submitted one. When you get a second one, the definition one, you'll have a little two over there on your name. So vender nosotros, that's submitted by Nick. That looks like that's good. Nick's good. And we'll just run this. We're only doing 2 questions a piece, so we'll have like 15, 16, 17, 18, somewhere in there questions or so. So the game won't take us very long to do. Perfect, Jake. Perfect, Brielle. Okay, so Brielle is done. Now you guys notice on the screen over here, Brielle's got her 2. That means she's submitted me 2 good questions. So Brielle, you're done. Okay, Michael, don't forget when we take the original verb, we're going to knock off the last 2 letters. So you would just be left with VIV plus your endings. So you're going to need to go back and edit this, remove that second I. So it would be like vivo, viva, etc. Okay, I'm going to reject that. I'm going to send that back to you. You can edit it. Perfect. Adrian, perfect. Dan, throwing a stem changer at me. Oh, perfect. Jake's good. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect, Nick. There you go. Perfect, Michael.
Hang on. So on mine, I forgot what the answer was. I'm dumb. I don't know.
Wait. Ask your question again.
I don't know what to do. Oh my God.
What do you mean?
Okay, so I did Bylar 2,
Okay.
and then I put in parentheses. So I just put the answers.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's go back and look at our. So your correct answer would be, you tell me, Brittany. That's okay. It's okay. We're not giving away the answers because we're going to practice anyway. What would your correct answer be for Bylar?
I have no idea.
If bailar is the word, and we're doing it in
Yes.
the to ending, so what would your correct answer be? We would go BAIL, right? Remember, we take off the
Yeah.
last two letters, and then which ending corresponds to two from here? Here's your two.
Wait. Oh yeah, 2.
Middle left. So which ending? Middle left, right there, right?
Yes.
So we would put your correct answer as bailas.
Okay.
Okay, now for the other three incorrect answers, we're going to do the same thing except with a wrong ending. So we would go BAIL again, and then we would choose one of the other endings. So instead of AS, let's say we did it as AN, for example. And again, we would do it as bile. Let's choose amos for your ending, or let's choose bile. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So then let's.
I think I did that one. I don't know.
That's good. Okay. Vana, that's not a verb. You got to use one of the verbs off the list there. Yes, just like that, Brittany. Yes.
Okay.
So vivir nosotros. Yes, Nick, you're good. Okay, so then Brittany, for your second one, you're just going to do a definition one. Your second question, you're just going to do the definition. And again, the first one's going to be your correct answer, and the next three would be incorrect definitions.
So if I put like, let's do estudia or whatever that is.
Yeah.
So I would put to study.
Yes. And then your other three would be like to write or to speak.
Okay.
Just one of them's correct. The other three are incorrect.
Okay.
There you go.
It looks like Brandy left. So if we're waiting on her, we can just go.
I'm sorry, Adrian. Say that again.
Oh, I said, yeah, Brandy, it looks like Brandy left. So if we're waiting on just her, we can go without her.
Okay. No problem. So we have
Do you want us to make 2 or 1?
2. So if you've got a little 2 beside your name, you're good. The first one is the endings. The second one is just a definition question. And I'm going to run this. What do we got left? Brittany. Yeah, we're good. We should have enough questions to be able to run it here. Perfect. There you go, Brittany. Just like that. So we're waiting on Vana and Michael. We need your second question, and then we're good to go. Perfect. Michael, you working on your second one? There it is. Perfecto. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to click the start game button. We're going to run this. I think If I remember right, this is, I think we're running a time game. I think I set it up for 7 minutes. Yeah. So the timer is here. We have 7 minutes. You're doing the same thing. Try to answer the questions correctly, build up your money, buy your power-ups as you go. We'll see how we do here. These are all the questions that you guys submitted. Now, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but your correct answer won't always be A, right? It should randomize your answer choices. Okay. We always, when we make the question, your first answer is the correct one, but it should randomize it when you're answering.
I just got my own question wrong.
Salud, bless you. That was my son. Crossing 5 minutes.
How is Brandy doing better with skin than me, and she's not even on here?
I can give you a little boost. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, though. Three and a half minutes, halfway through. Jake may take it here. Minute 20 left.
Dan, what did you do?
Just thought I'd try it out. How's it look?
You get to me. It looks blurry. How dare you? I thought this was a team game.
.30 35 seconds.
Oh, Nick blurred me now.
Vengeance.
I've heard that you can kind of still see through the blur a little bit.
You can, but you can't click anything.
It's true.
All right, there we go. Very good. So,
Way to go,
so
Jake.
as we're doing, as we're running, we're not going to play this again. I'm just going to click this little screen here. Let me take this back. No, you don't have to go add questions or whatever. That's going to come up on your screen. I really just wanted to stop the game here. So as you guys are doing that, like, let me go back here. So like who, stop our screen share. If you, like Brielle, I know you said you got your own question wrong once, whatever. Do you know what you're doing? Like how to figure out what the correct answer is?
Yeah,
Or
by
you
looking at the sheet.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do, is to have that thing right beside you, and you can look at that and you can match the two up. And that kind of thing where we do that, it's, you know, yes, you're competing for money and you're competing against your classmates and stuff like that, but that constant quick repetition, you know, whether you're really quick at it or whether it takes you more time, just the more you can do that, the quicker it goes, the easier it gets. It's just that repetition of that practice for you guys. So we will do some more of that, obviously, with the as we move forward, but kind of number one, the definition of what those words mean, but then number two, and more importantly, the kind of the harder concept of the two, is to remember what's the ending that I use to indicate that he is doing the action, or she's doing the action, or we're doing the action. Whatever the action is the base point, the jumping off point. And then the ending is how we indicate who's doing it. Yes, did anyone? Yes, Jake, I did. I went ahead and accepted it when it was in there. There's one of them that had the same question or the same answer.
I accidentally put the answer in my question, so
Yeah.
it was like a giveaway.
Yeah, it was kind of like a little gimme. Make everybody deserves a gimme now and then. You know, you're putting on the golf course and you just kick it with your foot. Move it
And I
along
just
to the
happened to
hole.
keep getting my question the entire time. But,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, guys. So that's going to do it. That's as far as we're going. That's a good place to stop. Like I said, I may throw one on. We may start out the beginning of class next time with a little game like that with a little variation where we do kind of do it for speed. So we can, instead of going for 7 minutes, we go like, see how quickly we can all work together and get to say $1 million or $10,000 or whatever it might be. But we'll practice with those. Okay. Anybody have other questions? We've got our list with our,
You got your poor dog.
no, that's the cat. Good Lord.
You didn't let him be on screen, so he's got to make
right
a
here
scene.
beside me in the rocking chair. He's been staring at me the whole class period, just waiting to get on my lap. So, like I said, we've got our list of vocabulary with the definitions. We've also got the endings, and that's where we'll go from there. And again, you got to speak up and holler at me if it's not. But I'm assuming that this is, for the most part, review, building on stuff that we've done in the past, over past years. But it's stuff that I know that we still need practice with and stuff. So trying to keep it simple, but also kind of move forward a little bit. So that's where we'll go. Okay. Muy bien. I will see you guys in a week then, right? Okay. Hasta luego, nos vemos.
Gracias.